Hello? I think I finally figured out how to use OBS. I'm not a boomer anymore. Hola. I am sleepy as heck right now. I stayed up pretty late last night doing some Milky Way photos, which I could probably show you guys because I put them all in the media kit. And if you have a scope at the observatory, you should also have access to this stuff too. So let me pull up some photos. Oh, maybe I didn't put all of them in the media kit. I did some drone shots yesterday. Here's a drone shot I did. We were having some roof issues with 9 and building 2 though, so I had a couple hiccups. I was just hovering the drone waiting for those buildings to open up and you know, didn't quite get it. But yeah. I did get some new time lapses as well. I wonder if there's an easy way for me to display these. No, not necessarily. But yeah, welcome to the stream. I am doing these weekly Q&A streams now for anyone that has questions about sending a telescope out or remote observing in general or just anything and you want to, you know, ask someone here at the observatory instead of, you know, sending an email or anything else. Sometimes it's a lot nicer to talk to someone in the flesh. So that's what I'm here for. Anyways, yeah, last night was really great. We had dew a little bit later in the evening, but you can see the current state of the observatory. This is building 20 down here, and this is building 19 and 18. You can see the new sea star bars. So we've got a new double bar in 18. 19 is already full of scopes, and then 20, of course, also has a ton of stuff. A good all-around focal length for the southern hemisphere, I would say, is like 400 mils. You're probably sitting pretty. I've shot a decent amount from the south, and I'm kind of biased because I'm a wide field guy, but 400 lets you do most southern objects pretty well. I usually use a reduced FSQ 106. That's kind of my favorite scope, so when I'm running that, I'm rolling 389 mils on the focal length. So on a southern object like this, let me get my pointing angle set. Yeah, so Magellanic clouds, you know, you could get this done with a quick 4-panel mosaic probably. Where's the SMC? Let's see if I can find it at 400. No. Here's a chameleon complex dark nebulas. Also frame up real nice at 400. All of them look quite good. Let's see here. Yeah, SMC will fit in one panel nicely, and then, you know, all your southern Milky Way objects fit great too. Southern Pleiades, Eta Carina, running chicken. You can be pretty much everything. Row Fuki as well. You know, it's just standard. Anyone running a carbon fiber 8-inch SCT on a light pier? I don't know if there's carbon fiber SCTs on the market at all, but there are a lot of people with 8-inch aperture Ritchie creations and 8-inch Edge HDs on light piers. They fit pretty easily with the AM5 on a light. If you balance it right, you could do it up to like a EQ6 or a SEM 70 on a light, but you might have to get like a front balance kit on the system. An old model. Are you saying they used to make carbon fiber SCTs? Because there's the Sharp Star. SEM 70 or AM5? Ooh, I would say if you have a bigger telescope, I'd go SEM 70, of course, because the payload's higher. Also, on the SEM 70, you have a lot more inertia, and so you might be a little bit more stable at long focal length in wind, which is something you sometimes have to think about out here. But both are great mounts, you can't go wrong. Like, I wouldn't get a SEM 70 for a mini pier. One, it doesn't fit, but two, for a small scope, you don't really need all of that. Also, this is funny, I forgot to start my VSD last night. Oops. But I did start the FSQ 106. My friend and I are going in on a pier and it's his scope. Very cool. Cat 91 or 76? Probably the 91 because it's bigger. Yeah, there's a lot of Cat 91s here that are good. Honestly, it's a toss-up. They're both full frame, aren't they? So I think both would be fine, just depending on what focal length you'd want to do. Just looking if I can show you guys anything else from the buildings. Oh yeah, I got a lot of good data last night. I got some good Milky Way photos, which I need to find a way to easily share those. Yeah, last night was really dark. Here, I'm gonna do it the janky way. There. That was last night. Pretty neat. It's the first time I've seen the Milky Way in a while. Oh yeah, planning a southern rig. I am too. I'm trying to decide what scopes to keep and what scopes to get rid of. I have a bit too much scope for my own good at the current moment. Oh, one thing I can show you guys too is we're building a nice privacy wall. So back up here, Excuse all the puddles because it was raining. Yeah, we have a big wall now that actually covers the view of the site from the road, and it's quite large, so you know, it's just good for all of our privacy and security. It really turns this place into a real compound, which is cool. Would the wider Cat 76 be better for the south? Let's get a focal length check. 3 to 4 hundo on this one. It's not bad. I mean, it really depends if you got a full frame. Why don't they list the specs? 448. Yeah, if you got a full frame, I'd probably do the bigger one. If you got a crop sensor, I would consider doing the smaller one. But I don't think you'd go too wrong with either. You'll do a sea star down under. Nice. Yeah, the sea stars are just so easy. Actually, I already have 2. Down under. Gotta do a little bit of setup on them, but we do have them. Is the official still a week or 2 out? What do you mean the official? Oh, I don't know when we're going to do that. No idea. Welcome to the party, B18. Nice. I think so. I have a list now of when everyone's telescopes was installed. I've got everything going back to July 24th of 2024. Everything before that is a bit of a blur, but I think I'm going to start posting like some little telescope birthday things on Discord. Just because it's cool. Some people have been here now soon for almost 2 years. I think Jay Papas, as of maybe the 26th of May, will have been here 2 years. Zachary Price. There is a Michael. I forget his last name. Yeah, a lot of people have been here for a full 2 years, which is so cool. Scopes at SFRO connected via Ethernet, not Wi-Fi. Correct. Yep. Everything is on Ethernet. We can make stuff on Wi-Fi if you want, but nah, it's all on Ethernet. July 11th, 2024. Nice. Once initially polar aligned, how often is it necessary to realign? It depends on the mount and the setup. And also, yeah, it's mostly those things. And if you have a peer impact. So if everything was perfect and left to its devices, then you'd probably be fine for like a year and a half or 2 years. really depending on the setup. I would say maybe that some harmonic mounts in particular might need it a bit more often, just because you put a bit more torque on the whole pier system and on the knobs. And a lot of harmonic mounts are hyper particular about how you tighten the knobs in order for them to hold polar alignment. But I would say on average, you know, it's going to be like 8 months to a year and a half if you run everything perfectly every night. This scope here, Felina, I've polar aligned twice in the last 2 years. So once per year I've done it on this scope. On my 106, I've never had to redo it, and that went in November of 2024. Yep. So things hold pretty well if you don't touch them, and things rarely need to get touched when it's remote. Either way, it's super easy for us to just do it. August is your 2-year. Very cool. I need to see when I moved out here. I bet I could find the date. May 19th is when I moved out. I'm just looking at my old photos to see when that happened. Yeah. May 19th. I got in pretty late, I think. Oh, no, I got in at like 6 p.m. I can show you guys the inside of my RV. When I moved in, it was a small RV. That was a journey. I drove all the way out from Los Angeles. It took 2 days. We broke ground, I think early May. I have photos of building 1 still under construction. This is from May 15th. Is the earliest photo I have of a building. Construction started before I was fully out here. So, yeah, I got old photos of building. There's building 2 under construction. Good times. Oh, and the very first telescope installed. Technically speaking, first light at the observatory, that's May 23rd when that scope went in. AM3 and a Red Cat 61. And May weather, of course, is not the best, so it was a couple days before I actually got a first light. It was May 26th that we got the first images from the observatory. I had my first Milky Way shot, blown out, of course, with fireflies. We actually get some fireflies out here in spring, which is always really cool. And this is actually the first astro photo from here. North America nebula with just a little meteor. Luckily I was running a one-shot color so I could actually get some color on the meteor. Let's see here and look at some StarFront images, of which there are now almost 6,000 images. This is really cool. Midnight snacks. 384 hours. Good lord. That's crazy. This is why I love the FSQ 106. This is a crazy image. Nice editing too. So yeah, these are all images taken at the observatory. Let me run the clock back here. Sort by publication date. Can I not go in ascending or descending order? I guess not. Guess we'll have to scroll back through 6,000 astro photos. Actually, that'll take too long. Let's throw on some other filters here and just see what else we got. I just want to see the images of the day from here. How often would you suggest to run PhD calibration tests? You only ever need to run it once, and the reason being is because the calibration result is only related to the rotation of your guide camera relative to the sky / relative to the mount. So if your guide camera spins, you need to recalibrate. If it doesn't spin, you can leave it forever. I've held a calibration result for like years, multiple years on all my systems. And probably something particular to look out for as well, if you don't have a rotator and we manually rotate your stuff for you, then you need to recalibrate because with an OAG, because then you'd be spinning the angle of the stars relative to everything else. Yeah, we are up to 41 image of the days from StarFront, and Brent Newton has the back-to-back. I wonder if he can hit a streak. I should post about this. This was the first IOTD from here. Pretty cool. And then someone got the same one. I love to see it. I did not know Alexi got one. That's cool. I wonder which one my favorite is. Yeah, Markarian's change should be pretty nice. I really like this one. Cedric's photos are real good. Just something about the way those French guys do an astro photo. I think Cedric probably has the most IOTDs from here. I guess I have 3. Armenicopian might be tied. Let's see here. 1 for Cedric. 2 for Cedric. Three. Oh, this one is Cedric too, isn't it? I guess 4. That or Julian de Winter has the most. Oh no. Yeah, I think Cedric Humbert has the most. Good for him. Julian de Winter honestly could be tied. 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess he's number 2. You got 5? Congrats. Yeah, sometimes I like looking through Astrobin and just seeing most recent ones. Ooh, that's cool. What is this? 5907 with the supernova. That's actually crazy. Dang, that's a good photo. Collabs count too. Yeah, I feel the same way. Every time I open it up, I'm like, that looks like someone from here edited it. And oftentimes it is. Did you guys post the Squid Nebula collab yet? Is that done? Also, for everyone joining, this is a Q&A stream. So if you have any questions about literally anything related to the observatory or even anything else, just feel free to ask. I'm just here to hang out for a little bit before it gets dark. The 5907. Cool. It was a very cool collab. Were all of the other images from this collab from a dark sky site, or was it mixed in with some more light polluted data? Just out of curiosity. Yeah. The roofs. Hold up. Let me see if they're opening. And pull up the security camera view. Nah, we are still closed. Currently. Did you add the Milky Way stuff from the last night to the media folder yet? I added 2 time lapses to the folder. So there's a time lapse I did for Tobias Scholes in 19. There's a time lapse just broadly of the floor I did in building 20. And there's a 360 time lapse that I did in building 10. And tonight I'm going to be going to do the same thing. I'm probably going to leave a time lapse going in 19, maybe 2 in 19. Recently did 2.5 hours on M53. Nice. How many hours do I need with the 3-inch scope to see the tidal structures? Depends on how dark the skies are. Depends on the camera. But generally you can see, just to give you a broad number, you could probably see them within like 5 to 10 hours. But to get something rendered well, you might need a lot more. Oh, that's cool. Y'all got a time lapse. Setups for the S30s will be soon. In the next couple days, I think. Are able to share where the south is going to be located. I'm going to hold off on it now. I'll post about it soon. I don't know exactly when I will, but it's coming for sure. There's just a lot of planning to do, of course. No, there's not going to be a pay for time-lapse thing at SFRO. I'm just kind of do it for free. Do you want one of your scope? Because I could do that. As long as you make a banger reel from the time lapse and get 4 million views, I'll do whatever. Yes, sea starbar time lapse would be cool. I do have one that I just uploaded to the community content thing. That's a 360 time lapse. It's not the best. We have a lot of LEDs we need to cover still. Also, the camera died, and Nate was working on the building, in that building. Let me throw up a window capture here so I can show you guys. Yeah, here we go. So pretty cool time lapse, but there are a couple LEDs that I'd want to cover up, you know, before calling this one done and happy. But I just had the 360 camera mounted on this person's wedge for their sea star. If you buy an existing setup from someone else, does staff give initial access information? If someone wanted to wipe the PC, the person selling it, and then turn it over to us to set up AnyDesk, we could, but we try to stay out of like the interaction between customers making their sale until the sale's done. So I would just talk to, you know, whoever you're getting the scope from. And if, yeah, see if they can get you access. If not, it's something we can do super easy here. Yeah, where's your peer at, Pluto 1? Drop a peer code and I'll pull up. I'm going to put it in my reminders app. I wonder if I kick on the media player if it'll show. Oh, it will. Cool. Here's the other time lapse I did. I know your peer, KFM. I could find that blindfolded. B19H1. That's a new one. Okay. I'll take a visit at your guys' piers tonight. I don't know how good I can make yours look. KFM. We'll see. This is a south wall time lapse I did last night. This is Tobias Scholz's scope. And it came out pretty good. This is with the A7 III and the 24 f1.4. B10 f1. Okay, I'll see what I can do. I might set up a Canon DSLR. I have a bunch I don't use, or I should use more often. How often do you all take SQM readings? There's some people that do them every night. I would ask on the Discord. And someone that actually owns a SQM might be able to chime in. I don't own one on the scope that I use every night, so... What camera lens do you recommend for Milky Way photography? I'll show you because I got it right here. Oh, the best lens for Milky Way that was ever devised by mankind is the Sigma 14mm f1.4 art, and it weighs like 4 pounds or something ridiculous. But that's the best lens. I think you have to custom order them now. But this thing is a light bucket. I have it with the A7S III here. So it's pretty much the best setup for nighttime filming. Milky Way at least. But I would suggest Sony stuff. The Sony cameras are the best, I think, for technology. Nikons are really good for color, I will say. Most of my friends do Nikon. Some of them split between Nikon and Sony. But the Nikon colors are really good. I've never used the Sigma 14-24. Oh, I have another goated Astro lens here. This is the Sigma 40 f1.4 art. This is another goated one. I started out with Canon, but I don't really use my Canons very much anymore. The colors aren't the best, and I don't like that they don't have a built-in intervalometer like Sony. I think it's a crime that an expensive camera needs a external intervalometer to do time lapses or deep sky. Here's some... This is real-time video I did. This is with the 24 Sony lens, 24 f1.4 and the A7S III. Field of view is pretty narrow. I would not modify a camera personally. If you're getting a really nice camera, I wouldn't mess with it, because then you'd mess with the colors and basically ruin it for everything else but astro. If you had, like a cheaper DSLR, you were okay with just ruining the colors on it forever, then I would consider Astro Mod. Yeah, I should get a gimbal, I know. Yeah, I used to film a lot on an Astro modded camera, and it was not a good time. Just taking a peek at some of my old real-time videos here. I think this was from July of 2024. That's an old video. I think Derek was doing pull-ups in the background of this. But it's crazy how much brighter it is with the moon out. This is with the 14 and the A7S III at night. I did some real-time aurora video too. This was from September of 2024. I posted this one on Instagram recently. Do a bunch all sync off of Astro Dark and move at the same time. I'm sure people with multiple scopes do that. Oh, you mean the roofs? Yes, the roofs move just before sunset. They all open. And then they close right around sunrise. This is a really cool time lapse I did last summer. I can't figure out how to get rid of the flicker though. Right here, it gets pretty flickery. ASMR video request. Hey, I should do that. I really like the sound of the bugs in the summer and the spring. Like, I'd know the first day the bugs come back. It's a sad day, but also a good day in a weird way. I think you guys have seen... Oh man, 2 GB time-lapse file. Never mind, I'm not going to download that. Well, I'm probably going to wrap up here in a second. Do you guys have any other questions about telescopes, anything like that? Have you ever hiked to some place like Monument Valley or Reflection Canyon for Milky Way shots? Yes, I have actually hiked to Reflection Canyon, but I didn't take a camera. This was more of a don't take a camera kind of trip. I wonder if I have some photos I can show you. We were there during a full moon, but it was great. I love Utah. Reflection Canyon was very cool. Yeah, I went there for like a little boys' summer trip on Lake Powell. It was a great time. Must have been June of 2025 that I was there. Which feels forever ago at this point. That's actually crazy. It was that long ago. Sorry, I'm trying to find a photo. Yeah, here we go. I found them. Yeah, I didn't take any photos at dark, but I went there. Do you use a program that equalizes the histogram for each picture, or are you having the camera auto-expose for what it thinks it needs? For raw data in the capture programs, the stretch is always automatic. It just does it to set the midtone value at a point that is suitable for viewing an image quickly. Yeah, there's no camera auto exposure really for most astro. You can on a DSLR on a time lapse or an image set it to program auto mode. Actually, it's common for DSLRs, but it's not common for DSO. Yeah, LR time lapse is what I used to render everything, but it just didn't work at all. Their deflicker is pretty bad. How's the Frisk tilt ticket coming along? For that, you're gonna wait another 2 months. DaVinci Resolve deflicker. I'm gonna check that out because I use Resolve for everything. Oh, time lapse flickering. Yeah, I use a fixed exposure for the time lapse. So theoretically, it shouldn't flicker at all. Roofs are going to open up here any second, which is perfect timing. I usually expose like 6 to 12 seconds for my time lapses. Ooh, I think I might get on the roof of 9 tonight for a time lapse. Well, hope y'all are ready to take some photos. Because we're going to have a good all-nighter night tonight. And it looks like we're going to get maybe 1 or 2 more. So, yeah. Well, thank you guys for pulling up. Pure cam exposure for time lapse. You're probably good at 30 seconds or just leaving it on auto. I just set it both to auto exposure and auto gain. Yeah, I could move it back there. I'll just move the floor camera to look just at Nick's telescope.